Good morning! I'm Pastor Tully, here with my Wednesday morning message. You know, most of the time when I make these videos, I try to ignore current events and the latest news, especially the latest political news, because I think that is really divisive. It doesn't, now don't misunderstand me, because I'm not saying that I ignore those events every day of my life. I just try to make these videos not about that. I try to make these videos timeless, so to speak. Now, I'm not talking about classical art, masterpiece timeless. Trust me, I'm more humble than that. I'm talking about timeless in the sense that these videos are still relevant. If you watch it a week from now, a month from now, a year from now, that what we're talking about here would still be relevant to your faith. But occasionally, the current news, it's just too big or it's just too significant for me not to mention it. Of course, I'm referring to the violence at the U.S. Capitol last week, January 6th. I read a lot of articles. I've seen a lot of pictures from those events. And I'm not going to tell you what happened, but everything I've read, it was scary. It didn't really fill me with hope and confidence. It made me feel anxious. And I imagine you felt the same way. There was, however, one news article I read that really did fill me with hope. It's from the Presbyterian Outlook. I've put a link in the description below. I encourage you to go read that really excellent article. This article, it tells the events that happened at the Capitol from the perspective of a very important person that you have probably never heard of. I'm talking about the chaplain to the House of Representatives. This specifically is Rear Admiral Margaret Grun Kibben. I apologize if I mispronounced that name. She is the chaplain for the House of Representatives. The Senate also has their own chaplain, but Reverend Kibben just so happens to be Presbyterian. She's also the first woman to fill that role, and that gives me hope. And when I read this article and I heard about what she was doing, it filled me with hope as well. I want to share a part of that. Kibben then engaged in what she called a ministry of walking around, talking to members of Congress, staff, and Capitol Police who appeared to be in distress. She said it helped that she wore a clerical collar, having not even completed her first week. She was meeting many in the room for the first time. Through it all, Kibben said, she worried little about her own safety. Instead, she felt something she hadn't experienced since her time in combat, a sort of spiritual covering that allows her to be present for others. It's a sense of God's got this, and I am but an instrument of bringing God into this moment, she said. Amen to that. God's got this. I wish we all could have that attitude more in our daily lives. I look forward to talking with you next week. Also, coming up tonight is church bingo and game night. We got Do You Know Your Pastor trivia. It's going to be a lot of fun. It'll be on Zoom. I hope to see you then. If not, take care.